life are the most rough. I don't know if y'all have experienced this, meaning I can't get them to oil their hair every day. It's gotta be like, did you put the oil in your hair? They're the least like whatever, whatever. I'm more too, in and out with all of that. But his skin is so refined and beautiful. So I'm gonna hold the camera. Oh my God, the light's coming back. I'm gonna hold the camera and just say thank you guys for the support. And yeah, I'm just not the type to even want people or make people feel like
don't blow off.
I'm gonna hold it. I'm not the type to want to even like pressure people or make people feel like, look, you sent me this testimonial, post it on Instagram, post it on. My customers are like, I think a little bit more mature, they're a little older, they've got their kids, their jobs, all of that. And they're not thirsty to just always share. But that doesn't mean that we can't. And so thank you, Aries. What were you saying though? He said my products are immaculate for his skin.
Literally. It fixes a lot of my ingrown hairs and a lot of basically the dry lips and stuff like that. And it just made my skin glow 10 trillion times more than it already was.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And the same with Daddy. But today, look at this.
But now we're talking about art. Like, tell us about your art.
I can't wait to show you guys. I'm gonna hold the camera just so that you guys could think.
So originally this piece, I have a good friend of mine named Kayla. She's a DJ and a photographer out of New York.
Shout out to Kayla.
Shout out to Kayla.
But she took this picture of these two kids, these two little girls in the Dominican Republic. And she spent maybe, I think, a couple of months out there and just really built a crazy connection with them. They're kind of like her little sisters at this point. But the picture itself, I really gravitated towards the colors and just like the emotion that it invoked. I didn't know their story, but I felt as if that I knew them, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I asked her maybe a year ago if I could paint it, and I'm sure she forgot as time passed, but I always knew at some point I was gonna do this picture. Excellent. And as soon as I started sketching it out and mapping it out, it kind of sparked this whole idea of really just going full throttle with it and creating a whole solo exhibition around it. I feel like I've been focusing a lot on my airbrush products and my clothes and stuff like that I make, and I kind of wanted to tap back into my roots, and using my people's photography and just their work. It inspires me, and I kind of want to get that back. So that's what's up. This was the first piece in the series. I ended up thrifting this canvas from Salvation and just reworking and repostering by painting over it in white. And
then you just went crazy with the airbrush.
So
you went crazy.
Airbrush, right?
So for the tones and the hues and the colors and stuff like that, it's all airbrush. There's skin airbrush, but it has oil pastels, oil paint, acrylic paint.
That's why it's got texture.
Yeah, to really just I don't know. I like my work to have a bunch of different elements. I'm a mixed media artist, and I can't really just limit myself to one medium. I feel like I learned that from him.
All right.
And I really wanted to just capture the emotion. You don't know if it's a whole inferno going on around them.
Right.
You're not really too sure if they got into a fight with each other.
Right.
Excellent.
It allows you to tell its own story. You tell the story when you watch it.
Exactly. But then with the solo exhibition, I want to be able to you can interpret your own story while also getting the real, actual
story of how you put it together.
How I put it together and who these people actually are. You know what I mean? I just sent the picture to her earlier today, and it just so happens that she's in DR with these two children.
All right.
Oh, that's
As we
tiny.
speak. Yeah, so it's a real full circle moment.
So there's gonna be a little bit more coming. Funny enough, right behind him, there's one of my favorite pieces, but I'm gonna give you a peek. Peeks! Okay, the peek is to say, what we end up doing is talking so much about one thing, and there's more. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna edit this, share this, and then we're gonna do part 2 and part 3 of his art series, as well as what Asir is working on, because what book are you working on right now, and are you almost done?
Almost done.
Third, second, fourth?
This would be the fourth.
The fourth. All right. And he literally is from like 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning, drawing. And the only thing that will interrupt him is intimacy. So I try not to use it to pull him away, but that's the only thing I can do, is do a little yoga stretch, and maybe he'll get off of what he's doing. But from artist to artist, you like letting people be and giving them the space. So he's almost
I'm really
done.
proud of my son. He's my eldest man. I watched this young man just really come up.
He has some dust
really
on his face.
continue to inspire me, you know what I mean? As well as push the boundaries of his own creativity, you know what I mean? Not waiting or resting on the laurels of, you know, my connection with him is more about him establishing who he is as an individual, and then us coming together to support that as a family, and then inshallah maybe doing a show together, you know. But I just want everybody to know, if you didn't hear from me, I want you to know I love you, and I'm so proud of you for all of the work that you've done, and just the
Stamina.
inspiration, you know what I mean? And just being a good man, a good
Yes.
young man. Like, one thing that we as parents don't understand is that they're only children for the time that they are. Once they become who they are, it's set. So you want to be able to give your all of your best to them as they're growing, and then from there, it's really about them having the freedom to live their life and be the person whom their nature brings out. And I just want to say I'm really supportive and thankful, you know what I mean, to Allah.
And I'm gonna jump in. And what I'm grateful for, stay right there,
I know.
is, you know what's weird? When like something is we don't even talk about it because we're so past it. But in being not in the same space, not being able to communicate with each other for like 13 plus years, I mean, no communication. It's bananas that he has such a talent like this. I always say to Asir, look, if we were ever really broken down and did it, his sperm creates artists. His sperm has something in it where all of his children could draw. All of them. I can't draw. I could do other stuff. I'm really good at other things, but all of his children, my son, him, and Victory, who, shout out to Victory, she's in Chicago, they all have the ability to use a pencil and a pen and create shit. Being kept from each other, because Amor's been in his life since birth. But Aries' journey, what's so great for even Amor to see is when someone has the vision of doing something, even if they're not around the person that could share or
Distance
teach,
don't matter.
distance really didn't matter. It was almost like the distance created something in Aries that wanted to communicate in a totally different space-time, like space and time. And because of that, he draws, like watching him draw, how he sets things up, it is so crazy that genetics creates such a symbiotic relationship, whether near or far. So what I'm most humbled by is being able, the same way I watched him for years, not seeing Aries from like 7 to 20, 7 years age to 20, I didn't see him from 7 to like 20. But what he is as an artist and as a man and as an individual, and how we've used the last 10 years, 8 years to really talk. I would say from 20 to 27. I'm so grateful because none of it could have been done on camera. Sometimes things are supposed to happen off camera, and we had so much missing time that it's taken years for me to even, just the other day I was like, nah, you're not. But taking years to be comfortable and making sure that I don't interrupt the time that they do have together, but that when we are together, it's like you on top of one another, because for so long we didn't know when that would happen again. So now that he's this age, I just want to give thanks to our greats, our ancestors,
Word.
to G-Dad,
Word.
to
And the fact that
to
all
Aries' mom for
Yeah.
not punishing him for drawing really well. all of that.
Also, everybody that's going through separation anxiety, things like that, this is proof that it eventually, if you allow yourself and your heart to be open and strive to forgive and things like that, things are going to work out and you're going to be reunited. The main thing to do is that when you are, just strive to work on open communication and I strive to listen more than I speak, you know what I'm saying? As well as us being able to understand that reconciliation and forgiveness, and these are the things that are not supported in our community. So
It takes time.
we have to create new communities in which those things are the foundation, you know what I'm saying, of the whole thing. So
And
again,
also,
I love you, boss.
just to be grateful, because if he didn't want to be in our lives, we would have to, humbly appreciate that.
Yeah, but he's still a great man, even if he wasn't, you know.
Exactly. Just because someone isn't in your life doesn't mean that they're not on the most amazing journey, and that still you can love from afar. And that's something, sometimes we wish that we were able to see Victory more. And even though she's 25, 26, she might not be in the same emotional space as Aries is yet. And to be able to give people time, give people space, and to not stress niggas. Like, yo, if we don't think, be all right with,
Let people live their life.
Right, let people live their life, not everything. So
And
I
if
think,
it's meant to be, it will.
and I think that's why I'm so grateful that he comes and stays in our home and is here.
Word.
Because, Aries could be anywhere. He could live and be under anybody's roof.
But I want to be here. Like this is my first time really painting around them, or them seeing me like work in real time, and it's done a lot for my spirit, for my mind, my childhood, and all that. I've been treating this. I've been saying it's like an art residency, because I don't live in Miami, but just the view and the feelings that I've been experiencing as I've been working on this piece alone, I already know the rest of the show is going to be
It's about to be
insane.
fire.
Yeah. Like this is just the start of
Word.
what's gonna happen.
Of great things to come, man. So yeah, y'all, we're gonna definitely tune in. We're gonna keep you posted on the show.
I
We're
don't
gonna
want
strive
the
to set
phone
it
to
up.
tip. And you
we're
see her
gonna
right
keep
here,
you
Aries. I want them to see the closeness between how the genetics work. No, in the sun. So you bend down. Do you see this? Sometimes we'll go out and it's crazy because they look like brothers, but this is the pops and this is the son. And then when Amor is here, Amor is like the thicker version of the two of them. Amor is like the beefy. So I'm just so humbled and grateful that you're a part of our life and that you allow us to witness you just develop and become greater than what you have brought to the table and greater than who you are.
Word.
Much love. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for